Hey beautiful, welcome back to my tarot channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Roya. I'm an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. Now my dear, hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today's not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy and I hope everything will be well soon. Now, guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading is all about channeled messages from your future spouse. Now, my dear, as always, I have three piles you can choose from, and today I have cards and crystals for you guys. So, this is pile 1 with the Ace of Wands, this is pile 2 with the Ace of Cups, and this is pile 3 with the Ace of Pentacles. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And as always, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal one, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse? Now, my dear, as always, I already meditated for you guys, and I also got some messages coming through already. But I would say let's first start with your candle wax reading and let's see what energies and what insights we can get for you. Now, I already have your candle right here, so let's light it up. All right. So, ooh, look at the flame. Oh my goodness. Wow. As always, my dear, as always, please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies in here. For my beautiful pile 1, what messages does your future spouse have for you? What do you need to know? Let's see. Okay. Wow. The first thing I heard was beautiful friendship. Your future spouse is so grateful, my dear, for having you for multiple reasons, okay? But there is one aspect of your relationship that means so much to your future spouse, and for that, they are so grateful. And it's what I'm seeing, that it doesn't matter if you guys have already met or not, but you will have a great friendship with your future spouse. This is something I see so emphasized, and I just feel like it is something that's going to nurture both of you guys tremendously. It's also going to be very healing to not only, have a spouse, like have a lover in them and a partner in them, but also share this very beautiful, almost playful, and very, I would say, spontaneous friendship with each other. And I do feel like for some of you guys, this friendship could actually be a almost like a great foundation for this, okay? Like for your relationship, it's definitely going to be a big aspect. I feel like it could mean a lot to you, and it definitely also means a lot for your future spouse for sure. And this is almost like something they want to share with you, that they're so grateful for having you in their life and for not only seeing their spouse in you, but also seeing their best friend in you. Wow. It's very gentle, this energy. and it truly comes from their heart space. This is something that I would say the best way to describe it, raw feelings. I see two hearts connected in here, and it is so honestly healing to witness it, to feel it, to tune into it. I love this energy so much, Pal One. Like, this is already something that I can say. I love this energy. Your future spouse is coming through with a lot of trust for you. And I don't know, maybe someone needs to hear that, but they want me to tell you that they don't, like, ever doubt the trust that they have for you. I really feel like you and your future spouse, you're gonna have such a beautiful connection in the sense that there is trust in there. There is a friendship in there, It's much more than just being lovers. There are a lot of levels to your connection, to your relationship, and I don't know why, but I feel like this is going to be very, very healing to you, my dear. Yeah, very healing. Maybe it has something to do with someone's previous relationships, but something about this energy, honestly, it feels like a union and it feels like healing for you, for sure. Wow, wow, okay. Your future spouse, my dear, wants me to let you know that in you they see a soulmate. In you, they see the love that they have always been looking for, that they have always felt, maybe not consciously, but it was kind of like some part of them knew that out there there's this person for them, and it's gonna make sense when they meet you. It's gonna make sense when you guys unite. Of course, my dear, take it how it resonates, okay? For some of you guys, maybe you're already with them. For others, maybe you're not. But yeah, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But definitely your future spouse will understand why this longing was there when they meet you. Because it's you that they have felt this way for. For some reason, I feel like when you and your future spouse truly come in union, wow, okay, there's gonna be a lot on both sides, okay? From your side and from your future spouse's sides, that is gonna make sense. Both of you guys are gonna understand better and better. And I really feel like one thing that is so beautiful about your guys' connection is that you're not going to allow fear to hold you back in ways that maybe it used to. And this is also something I'm hearing. I'm hearing from them. Fear will not keep me away from you. That's literally what I got. So maybe these are some fears regarding love that, some of you guys have or they had. And they don't want to allow those fears to, sabotage them or to come in between you guys. So this is wow. I don't know why I feel like your future spouse is someone who knows what heartbreak feels like. Like your future spouse is someone who in some kind of a like relationship, like romantically speaking, has definitely experienced heartbreak, or I'm even getting for some of you guys like sadness or even like betrayal. but they don't want to remember love as only that. They know that love can be something so much more beautiful, and that's what they're keeping open for themselves. Yeah, once again, there is this element of devotion and trust in here. Your future spouse wants you to know that they're so devoted to this connection, they're so devoted to this relationship. They won't take it lightly. It genuinely means a lot to them, and they want you to be aware of that. It's very important to them, my dear. Very, very important. Maybe when you guys come together, if you guys like, if for some of you guys you haven't, but if you come together, maybe you will understand this message better. I'm getting okay, because I feel like there is more to this message, but in context, it will be more understanding. Also, there is something about your relationship which is, there's some kind of traditional aspect to it. I'm not getting a specific answer, but I'm tuning into traditional energy. Maybe something about your relationship will be traditional, or something about how this will involve will be traditional, okay? Your future spouse wants you to know that it is important for you at this time in your life to have trust. To have trust not only in life, but also in yourself, and to know what you deserve, because there is a lot of things that you deserve, and it starts with us, right? Your future spouse, they want you to understand how important it is for us to know our value, right? Know our worth. I don't know why this is coming through, because I do feel like somehow this feels like connected to this romantic energy. Maybe it's specific for someone, but yeah, definitely. Your future spouse also wants to remind you that sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves is let go or release, especially if we're holding on to something that just doesn't work out for us anymore, right? And I'm getting this energy. This is kind of like a reminder, or maybe a small advice to someone watching, but someone's future spouse wants to remind them to, or to the fact that there is always, always, always the time to release what doesn't serve you anymore. So after that, you will get much more clarity, because all the like garbage is out, you know? And of course, this is just like metaphorically speaking, but yeah, it's very important to them. Okay, your future spouse wants me to tell you, and this is for those of you guys who haven't met this person yet, that you're gonna meet this person in the 3D at a time in your life where you're starting almost like on a new path, or there is something that you're gonna start new, a new beginning, a new life chapter, maybe in like a specific area of your life, such as a new environment, maybe moving, or a new job, or a new hobby. But there's something about that in here. And this energy is gonna be what you carry when this person comes closer into your life, okay? Interesting that yeah, for some reason I feel like we haven't really received a lot of like direct messages, like words from your future spouse. You know, how they feel about you, what they want you to know, in the sense like thoughts and feelings, but more so information, like important information that your future spouse wants you to know at this point in your life. That was definitely very important to them today, okay? So, my dear pile one, this is all I have for you guys for today. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. And yeah, as always, if you haven't, of course, I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you do, my dear, don't forget to hit the bell, because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. And my dear, as always, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal one, take care, my dear. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse. Now, my dear, as always, I already meditated for you guys, and I would say let's start straight away. I already have your candle right here, so let me light it up for you. Let's see for my dear pile 2. All right. So, my dear, as always, please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies in here. For my dear pile 2, what messages do we have for you from your future spouse? Let's see. The first thing your future spouse wants you to know that is, oh, this is so sweet. They want you to know how much they love and care about you. Your future spouse wants you to know that you are their sunshine. And I know it sounds very cheesy, but I truly feel like this is exactly how it is. Like, this is exactly how it's supposed to be expressed, because you are this light to them. You are this warmth to them. You are this incredible, I'm hearing star for them. You know, when we look up to the stars at night and we see those shining stars coming through, right? Some of them may even shine like much more than others, and we see them first, or we just feel like, wow, there's just something very beautiful about them. And I'm also hearing elegant. Okay, interesting. This is exactly how your future spouse perceives you. This is exactly how they see you. They see you as this beautiful star that honestly takes their breath away when they look at it. They want to mesmerize it, like they want to what was the word? I forgot. Um they want to look at it. They want to appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to say. They want to appreciate it, and I really, really feel like, my dear pile 2, your future spouse is someone who genuinely knows your worth. Like, this person, they see your beauty inside and out. And this is something they want me to share with you, that you are so, so beautiful, my dear. Your beauty shines differently. It is so unique. It is so nurturing. And honestly, what I'm hearing is that I am so grateful for having you as not only my partner, but I'm hearing as the love of my life. Wow. Oh, pal 2, the messages for you guys. So much love in here. So much love. I don't know whether some of you guys, maybe for some time, um, like you haven't heard anyone, saying kind things to you or saying loving things to you, but I really feel like there is such a need, okay, coming through from your future spouse. They want you to know exactly how they are feeling for you, okay? Like they want you to know exactly how much your love is nurturing them and vice versa, honestly. I feel like this is going to be one of those relationships in your life that is going to really support you on your healing journey. And of course, healing is always a self work, right? I mean, we can't make someone else heal us somehow. We also have to, well, be the driver, right, of the journey. However, we can have people also in our life that support us during that journey, right? Or help us through it, or somehow encourage us. And that's exactly what I'm seeing for you guys. I see that the kind of relationship that you're going to have with your future spouse is one that is gonna heal your heart, and it's gonna nurture your soul. This is exactly how it came through. Wow. Wow, pal 2, this is incredible. These messages, something very harmonic, like about your future spouse's energy. It's almost like there is a harmony following them, or maybe there's this harmony which is going to be a huge part of your guys' relationship. And maybe this harmony is also what I'm picking up on when it comes to this healing, okay? I feel like this harmony is gonna make such a big difference for both of you guys. Almost like a great foundation. Excuse the cut, my dear. I don't know why, but the camera stopped recording and I had to check the technology. But now it's working, I believe, hopefully. Let's continue. Let me. All right, so let's continue, my dear. Let's see. But I was just about to share with you guys a message when it stopped. So let me continue where I stopped. Um, what I wanted to say was another thing I'm getting regarding your future spouse, and it kind of feels like, I would say, an insight that they're trying to share with you, or something that they would want you to know about their life currently, is that right now your future spouse is in a period in their life in which it's almost like they have this thirst for new experiences, and I really feel like it's almost like the energy that they're in right now in this life phase in their life. I see your future spouse, for example, maybe doing new courses or going to certain places to learn something new. Even a lot of, I don't know why, but I'm getting a lot of reading and stuff like that. At this time in their life, they're definitely exploring a lot, a lot of newness, information, skills, and possibly even connecting with new people, making new friends and stuff like that. I don't know why, why it is that they're sharing this with you, because it doesn't feel like a direct, like channeled message. It more so feels like them just wanting to give you an insight. Maybe someone watching asked that. Maybe some of you guys, you came into this reading with the intention of getting to know what's going on in your future spouse's life right now, or what it is that they're currently occupied with. And this is definitely what I'm seeing, that almost like a child, who's starting new things and who's so curious about what's to come, about all the things that are, yeah, worth exploring in this world. That's kind of the same energy I would say I'm receiving with your future spouse. For some of you guys, I even feel like there could be travel in this energy as well. So maybe your future spouse has this thirst, this curiosity to also get to know a new country, or maybe there is this certain place that they would like to visit. But that's definitely what I'm getting at this point in their life. Yeah. Okay, that was interesting. Let's see what else we can get for you, my dear pile 2. For some of you guys, you could have also been drawn to another pile I'm getting. If this is the case, then feel free to watch it. If not, then as always, just stick with this one here. Okay, I'm receiving a very interesting message. Your future spouse wants you to know that throughout their lifetime, they have connected with a lot of different people. Your future spouse is someone who is very experienced when it comes to socializing and stuff like that, when it comes to relationship. Not romantically speaking, that's not what I mean, but like, generally like relationships with friends, with family, with new people, colleagues, and stuff like that. Possibly also relationships regarding romance, but that's not so much being emphasized in here. I'm just getting, generally speaking, they have a lot of experience on that. And I feel like there's someone who can read people very easily because they have had a lot of experiences studying people, if you understand what I mean. And they're a great judge of character. Like, they can do this very, very well. But what I was about to say, and what your future spouse wants me to share with you, is that they've come across many people in their lifetime. However, many of those people were deceitful or following some, I would say, negative intentions, and they've come across people who were very selfish or not really, that for some reason I'm hearing healthy to some extent, maybe regarding like, yeah, I feel like toxic, like toxic relationships or toxic people. And what I'm getting is that they want you to know that you are so, so, so different from all these people that they have connected with. And they feel so grateful that there are people out there just like you. There are people out there who still have a good heart, or who care about others, or who are genuine, who are full of love that they want to share with others. Your future spouse sees in you a lot of traits that they appreciate, and not only appreciate, but they admire so, so, so much. And this is something they want me to tell you, that you are so precious, okay? And many traits that you have, maybe you just view them as normal or not a big deal, or maybe even a little bit boring or not special and stuff like that. But your future spouse wants you to know that those traits that you may sometimes not even give attention to or importance to that you have make such a difference. Your heart, I don't know if you can see it, but do you see it? It looks like a heart here. I know if you can see this, but your heart is so valuable. Okay, so valuable. Your future spouse wants you to know that they don't just want a relationship with you. They don't just want a marriage with you or a long term relationship. What this person wants is a successful relationship, is you guys working on something that is not only beneficial for you, but for other generations to come. If, of course, this is your cup of tea, as always, take it how it resonates. Or they want this also to be beneficial for your loved ones, people around you and stuff like that. For them, this is coming together with an equal. You are their equal, and coming together and creating something that is beautiful for everyone, I know why I literally see you guys maybe involved in your community or doing some kind of work that is very impressive or gets you a lot of respect from other people. But I see you and your future spouse at one point in your life definitely together working on something very beautiful that will not only help your guys' lives but also others. Very like power couple energy. Honestly, this is a power couple coming together and creating wonderful things, birthing wonderful things for this world. There's another thing I would like to say here. This could be a specific message for someone, but I feel like someone could have some kind of belief system or affirmation, a negative one, that is holding you back a little bit. And honestly, this reminds me a little bit of self sabotaging. Of course, take it how it resonates, but your future spouse wants you to really question the thoughts or the perception, the negative perception that you may have of yourself, or those thoughts that may be normal to you, but are actually a lie or an illusion. Like sometimes we can be very, very harsh towards ourselves, right, guys? And we just go with it. Like we just accept all those things this inner voice of us maybe tells us that we are or we are not able capable of, or we won't be able to create for ourselves and stuff like that, right? We're not worthy of those kind of thoughts. And we may just accept them because we've heard them so often, like on repeat, that when you hear something, you know, long enough, you think that it's a fact. And for your future spouse, it's so important for them to let you know that no, those thoughts that you have, they are so far away from truth and from reality, and that sometimes we may not be aware of it, but we can actually be our like biggest sabotage, right? Or not really friend. So if for some of you guys you resonate with this message and it is your future spouse who wants you to become more mindful of, how you talk towards yourself, whether it's in your thoughts, whether it's like literally things you say towards yourself, this can be very powerful, and this can either be something that we use in a positive or in a negative way. So, your future spouse wants you to be mindful of what you tell yourself and use it in a way that benefits you and not puts you down. Because you deserve so much freedom, you deserve so much goodness, but we have to remember that sometimes the negativity, we may feed it even, right? Of course, it's important to understand where it comes from, right? And very often, it's actually something that has come into our subconscious from the outside, right? From maybe we getting this feeling from others or other people saying some discouraging stuff towards us, right? But it's very important for us that we we get aware of the trap we're in, right? Because sometimes it feels this way. Those thoughts, they can feel like a trap. And your future spouse, they want you to be aware of that for sure. And I'm hearing turn those negative energies into something positive. I'm hearing something that can be very beneficial for you to do and that's very important for your future spouse is to, whenever you feel like you're looking down or on yourself, or there's the certain thought that comes into your mind and you feel like it's not benefiting you, think about something that you love about yourself, or think about something that actually you think very like powerful of yourself. So if you feel like a weakness is coming up, like something you're not good at, you're thinking about it, think about something you're very good at or a strength that you have. This is something I'm getting. This is something that your future spouse is sharing here. They want you to almost like look at how great you are, because sometimes we only look at the lack, but there is so much beauty and appreciation for ourselves that we can have, right? If we would slightly change our perception or what we look at. So I hope it makes sense for you guys, but this is really a important message from your future spouse, honestly, and they want you to be much more empowering with yourself. And I know this is so much easier said than done. Everything is easier said than done, right? But we have to start somewhere. And in this particular case, because I'm channeling these energies from your future spouse, for your future spouse, it is so important for you to see all the things you are in a positive way rather than all the things you're not, which puts you down, okay? So, my dear pile 2, this is all I have for you guys for today. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. And yeah, as always, if you haven't, I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you do, my dear, don't forget to hit the bell, because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. And my dear, as always, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 2. Take care, my dear. Hey, pal 3. Welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what channeled messages do we have for you from your future spouse? What would they like to share with you? What do you need to know? Let's look into that. So, my dear, as always, I already meditated for you guys, and I have your candle right here, so let's light it up. All right. So, my dear, as always, please give me a moment. Please give me a moment to tune into the energies in here for my beautiful pile 3. What messages does your future spouse have for you? What do you need to know? Let's see. The first thing, my dear, or 1 second. Okay, the first thing, your future spouse would like to, I would say, take a moment to create a space to encourage you, okay? They want to encourage you here. This is coming through very, very strongly. I don't know whether maybe some of you guys, you're going through a time in your life which maybe is a little bit tough, or you don't really feel that motivated or that hopeful or encouraged at all. So I know for some reason your future spouse really would like to say a few things to you that they hope will encourage you. I'm hearing into seeing your full potential. So, first of all, I would like to talk about how your future spouse is describing you or how they see you, okay? How your future spouse sees you through their eyes. So, first of all, I see someone who don't let me even start with your beauty because there is no limit to it. No matter whether we speak about the external world or the world within, there is so much beauty within yourself and out of yourself, like physically speaking, that it is honestly something that keeps your future spouse in awe. They admire you so, so much. There is so much that I'm hearing. Wow, yeah. I'm hearing there is so much about you that impresses them. Your future spouse, they see you as someone who has fought their way. You're someone who has already experienced so, so, so much hardship in life. And there were so many times in your life in which you didn't really know whether, you know, you're gonna go to the finish line, or whether you're gonna make it, whatever it is that was going on in your life. And every single time you never gave up, and you had this incredible strength that always made you keep going. And this is something that your future spouse is not only proud of, but once again, they admire about you so, so much. And your future spouse, they want you to really see yourself the way you are. You're someone who can really go all the way. When you put your mind into something, you can absolutely not only achieve it, but achieve it successfully. But one very crucial aspect in here that your future spouse is sharing with me is that it always comes back to how you see yourself, right? I feel like very often in your life, there was something that was presented to you, and maybe you were absolutely capable of, or something that you would have absolutely, succeeded in. But then maybe there's this inner voice or this doubt that you have regarding yourself, regarding your skills, regarding, who you are and stuff like that. And this is something that your future spouse really wants to take a moment and make you aware of, because honestly, you guys, when I say you are someone who is full of limitless potentials, I don't just say it like that. I truly mean it. And especially the way it's coming through, and it's so important for your future spouse to share this with you. This is definitely a time in your life in which it is important to stay motivated, and it's important for you to see the greatness that you are, because there is a lot, right, in this world that actually does the complete opposite. It doesn't show us how great we are, but it may actually discourage us, or even make us feel some type of way about ourselves because it makes us feel lack and stuff like that, right? Or that we can't really be as great as, whatever is being shown to us. But it's so important for us to believe in ourselves. And I know I'm talking quite a lot about this message, but it is so important for your future spouse to really bring this message to you. And if there is one thing you take out of this reading, it's definitely this message that you have so much potential. There is so much that you can share, and people really crave to get from you, like some kind of gift that you have that the world is waiting for and that you should share. I really see that you are someone who can reach great heights, great potential, okay? And for your future spouse, it means a lot for them to share this with you. And when I say your future spouse wants me to tell you guys how much they admire you, I really mean it. Your future spouse has a lot of respect for you. They once again have a lot of admiration for this strength, that you have um, accumulated, I would say, in this lifetime. And I'm hearing you are a diamond. You guys, a diamond, how it's made, like under a lot of pressure and stuff like that. And I feel like for some of you guys, you went through times in your life in which you also felt like, a lot of weight on you. But what it actually made is it created a beautiful diamond, which is you. And your future spouse wants you to know that this beauty that you have, okay, this unique diamond that you are, it's something that no one can take away from you. And in fact, it is something that makes you so unique and makes you shine in your own way, okay? Your future spouse wants you to know that, and this is especially for those of you guys who are not in union with this person. So it's either that you haven't met them, or even if you have met them, if there's some disconnect, or if you guys are for some reason not close, which one resonates with you? I really see that your future spouse, they are craving, or they truly want to have this connection with you. Like, even for those of you guys who haven't met this person yet, okay, I really feel like their 3D self, your future spouse, they feel, okay, they feel like maybe there could be someone out there for them, or they may feel like, okay, I really feel like I want to find my person, or maybe they even imagine certain things that they would like to experience, with a potential partner and stuff like that. I really feel like this person is kind of aware of this connection already. So maybe it's just their intuition telling them that there is someone out there for them. Or if you guys already met them, then definitely this person sees you as someone who they have a lot of not only respect for, but you're very important to them. No matter whether this person has told you that or not, but they really care about you. And I feel like this is someone, by the way, who, for some reason, I feel like it is not easy to come close to this person. They may be a little bit private, or they don't just open their inner circle to anyone. So if this person lets you in it really means a lot, and they're really going like a huge step. So, yeah, this is just so you guys know. That's another message I'm getting. I'm hearing this time is of great importance for me because it's a time in my life in which I am doing much needed reflection. So I feel like this is about them and, what's going on in their life. If someone maybe is, I'm a little bit curious, I would say, or maybe you came into this reading with this possibly like intention to see what's happening like in your future spouse's life, maybe like what it is that they're currently occupied with. I also got a message regarding this for pal 2, so for some of you guys maybe you were also drawn for pal 2, although there are two different messages for every pal, but still I also got a current, I would say, update regarding their life there as well. If, of course, you weren't drawn towards the other pal, then as always, just stick with this one here. But what I was about to say is that I really feel like your future spouse at this time in their life, they're doing a lot of reflection. Um, I don't know why. I also heard looking at their priorities. Maybe they really feel like right now is a time in which they should double check whether, you know, the goals that they always had are still resonating with them, or the path they're on is still one that they want to, continue on. But that's definitely something I feel like they're doing here. It's all about looking at yourself, looking at your life, and seeing whether it's still something that you want to pursue, like certain aspects of your life, maybe career, maybe the living circumstance and stuff like that. Although I feel like your future spouse right now, I don't know why I'm getting these messages. Like, for some reason, for you guys, I feel like it's more so your future spouse giving us insights regarding what's happening in their life than like channeled messages directly from them. It's more so, let me show you my world, and not so much let me share direct thoughts and feelings that I have right now with you. But I mean, there is a reason for it, There has to be a reason. I mean, that's what they want to share with you today, so we have to trust it. But what I'm also seeing them wanting to share with you is your future spouse right now in their life. You guys, if you're interested about a like reading in which is all about your future spouse's current like state, their life and stuff like that, let me know in the comment section below. But what I was about to share is I really feel like your future spouse right now is at a time in their life in which also like financially speaking especially, okay, it's going really well for them. I see a lot of abundance and especially a lot of freedom, because sometimes that's what um, you know, or that's why money is very attractive to a lot of people, because money can give us options or opportunities to choose from. It can give us a certain amount of freedom, right, to choose from certain things. And I feel like this is something that this person, perhaps a motivation that they have regarding money as well, that they're craving this freedom that money can provide a person with. And I see at this time, whenever you're watching this, this is a timeless reading. This person is bringing in more and more of that freedom, okay? Yeah, I talked about the fact that this is a time for them in which, yeah, they definitely want me to share these things with you. For some reason, it's very important for your future spouse to get a glimpse into their world right now. That's exactly what they want to share with you today. But what I was about to say is I talked about the fact that They are definitely rethinking their priorities and stuff like that, right? But there is also this energy about them maybe going into their own space, and maybe right now they're not the most social they've ever been, but it's more so about, you know, protecting your energy, going within. And honestly, this energy, the best way to phrase it or the best way to describe it, especially for those of you guys who are maybe a little bit knowledgeable regarding the tarot cards or the tarot archetypes, is definitely the hermit. Like, I really feel like right now, also because I got the message of the self reflection, right? Which is also, or could be a part of the hermit archetype. I really feel like this is their energy. Your future spouse right now in their life is definitely in the hermit phase. I don't know though how long this is gonna go. Maybe for a few weeks, maybe till the end of the year, maybe just for more than a week, and then they're going coming out of it. But this is definitely the energy that they're carrying right now, and they want you to be aware, especially for those of you guys who maybe already know them and you have seen them withdrawing a little bit, or going into their own little world. Maybe this is an explanation as for why they're doing it, like why you feel like they're moving away. It's not really they're moving away, but it's, I feel like they taking some really needed time for themselves, okay? That's what I'm getting in here. This is all I have for you guys, my dear pal 3. I'm not getting anything else. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. And yeah, as always, my dear, if you haven't, of course, I also invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you do, my dear, don't forget to hit the bell, because otherwise you may not get notified when I upload a new pick a card or candle wax reading. And my dear, as always, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 3. Take care, my dear.